Welcome to another live edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline in the BPTV studios. Thanks for watching us during our COVID experience. Hope you're staying safe and healthy, and we appreciate the great feedback we're getting from you watching our shows. So we'll try to entertain you again. I'm Al Levine, the talking machine. Smoking Jim Frazier's here. Look at that. Smiling, smoking Jim. Best smile in the business. You cannot see it. We're practicing social distancing, masks, and we got the great painting from Jono. He's one of the best in the area. Check out his place in the Upper South Side Slopes, Jono's Art Studio. He actually graduated Keystone Oaks a few years behind me, so we're KO people. We appreciate that. Chip Painter's up in Maine with his wife Stephanie, eating lobster as we speak. They must have had about 7 or 8 lobsters on their plate. I couldn't count them all. But we have some great sports to talk about you, some entertaining facts and things from Smoking Jim. You know how he can tell some stories, and we all know he's an honest man. So he will keep that tradition alive. And I got a couple promos to show you. And we got Anthony in the control room. We got Caitlin in the cameras. She's doing a great job. We appreciate both of our interns. And we'll show the first one. Look what she did with that. Perfect center. Olive Oil's Pizzeria. Yes, they're still open. Yes, they have great Italian food. They're at Hillcrest Shopping Center, 412-831-1900. Tell them Al Levine just talked about you on Pittsburgh Sportsline and see what specials they have. I got something in the mail because I got mail today. I didn't get mail the last couple days, but I don't know what's wrong with the post office. Nothing political there, just giving you an update during COVID. And I saw Olive Oils has a nice color ad, front and back page of all their products in there. It looks great. Next up, nonprofit, Bethel Park Historical Society Schoolhouse Arts and History Center. Thank you, Caitlin. Looks great. They're at 2600 South Park Road. They have a red trolley right in front, one of those old trolleys. You can't miss it. They put on a $150,000 roof. They put in over 50 windows. It's a 1905 schoolhouse. They put the new bell and cupola on there, and it just looks great. They have businesses there. They have a library. They got old military uniforms, just a great place. They hold different events when they're allowed and they're able to. And you got to check out the coffee shop, Reginald's Coffee. I get my Dragonwell green tea in a pot, and it's been great. They've been open for over a year, and the owners are just great, Matt and Julie, just great people, and they named the coffee shop after their dog. So it's Reginald's Coffee. Check them out. Tell them again, Al Levine, the talking machine, said I'll see you on the lawn, sipping their roasted coffee, which is great, and other things. Next up, another nonprofit. We end each show with Stay Joey Strong to honor a 9-year-old boy that died of dreaded brain cancer, DIPG. It's a death sentence. When they're told about it, within a year they're dead. Poor Joey died at 9 years old. His family, instead of just hiding and being so overwhelmed by losing a second child, decided to promote the fight against brain cancer because other kids get it all the time. They've raised over $100,000 to try to find a cure and given it to the doctors. Go to their website, Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation. Donate $1. Anything you can afford. They spend the money a good way to try to save kids' lives. And we honor them all the time, so check that out. Next up, Dave Cable has a little fun at my expense. Nice adjustment, Caitlin. Looks very good. Look at that smiling face without the mask. That's myself. Dave put my head right on Uncle Sam's. I want you for BPTV. You can be here like Caitlin and Anthony running the show here for us, making us look better than we are. And Caitlin, thanks again for the great photo from last week. It's on my Facebook. It's on my kidney walk team. We got all kind of things there. But give Dave a call, 412-831-3304. Another nonprofit. I like promoting things in Bethel Park. The Bethel Park Community Foundation. Look at that. She didn't even touch the camera. It worked perfectly. What a setup. Sorry, folks, it's live TV. I can get away with those little faux pas. Smoking Jim, look that up on your Funkin' Wagnalls. Go to bpcf.org. We have money for you. I'm a trustee on the board there, from $100 to $5,000 for your group, doing great things in our communities with different facilities, different activities that you're doing, things that you promote people in Bethel Park and our community. They have money for you. We've given out $1 million in 25 years. That's how long the Bethel Park Community Foundation's been around. Go to bpcf.org, get an application. When we have a meeting, come in and present your case. There's money for you. So thank you very much. I got a couple other things to say. As you know, I've gone through a kidney transplant. It was my 1-year anniversary on the 13th, Sunday. Had great blood work, was supposed to get a biopsy, but I didn't see an email that said I had to stop taking aspirin. So my health is great. My son is doing well. They told me the risk of bleeding, because aspirin can make you bleed and it's there for whatever reason I'm taking it. They said, you got to come back in 2 weeks. So they said, don't worry, there's no worries. We don't want to jeopardize your health by causing a bleeding issue with you. So I'm 100% fine. The kidney transplant is doing well, no rejection of the kidney, and all the blood work is great. My health is great, as you can see under the mask. Looking healthy like before. Now I got to cover up. Easy smoking. But thank you for all your prayers and good wishes. I appreciate all that, and it means so much to me. I said today it keeps me pumped up, so it's all greatly appreciated. So I'm going to ask everybody for a little favor. I'm going to post it on Pittsburgh Sportsline. But the local Kidney Foundation, the National Kidney Foundation serving the Alleghenies, is an organization that reached out to me to hear my story, and I so impressed them with how I talk and explain things. They made me an advocate to help in the local area with different bills and to meet with different groups. And I've met with a couple senators in the last couple weeks with the representatives in PA. There's a bill for living donors to help them, like a federal bill is, that they don't get prejudiced because they gave a kidney and they're actually healthy. Well, insurance companies are charging them double, triple, and not even approving life insurance and health care for them. So there's a bill to put that to the wayside so they can't discriminate against somebody doing something good, like saving my life like my son did, and giving me a kidney and he's in good health. Why would you restrict him in buying insurance like anybody else can get? So we're going to have a state rep, Natalie Mahalick's going to be on our show and talk about her support for that and what she does in our community, and hopefully talk a little bit about sports. So that'll be a coming attraction down the road. And I'm starting my own kidney walk team, because November 8th we raise money to help get people funding to help them fight kidney disease. 1 out of 3 Americans, and Smoking Jim, I'll explain it to you because math wasn't stellar at Gateway. I mean, it wasn't good. There's 330 million in our country, roughly. 1 out of 3 Americans like me had no symptoms, and they had chronic kidney disease that can kill you. And that's what we're trying to educate people out, help people, get them the healthy resources, get a blood test when you get a physical. It'll tell you what your kidney function is. Like mine was only 15%. I maintained that for 3 years, and I needed a kidney and was on the transplant list. So that's part of the education that I had and the battle I fought, and being positive, and with all your help, I overcame that. So I figure I'm going to give back to the community and help. And I started my own walk group called the Talking Machine Kidney Walk Group. November 8th, we'll go live. I may take a video of me walking in the cemetery here on Bethel Church Road from the 1776 church that was founded there. And I'll show some pictures, and we're trying to raise $1,000. I figure you can donate as little as $1, or like Smoking Jim, whatever you can afford, all those $250 bets you save for 6 months, I'm estimating that's about $40,000. We got it, folks. But that's what I have for you. Then we have one other sponsor, Skeets Lewandowski, and here's where I like testing Anthony and Caitlin. We'll see what I can do with this. There it is, Skeets. Whoop, I moved it. 6103, Route 88, red, white, and blue, 724-348-4715. They work on anything and everything. Look at this picture she's doing. Unbelievable. Thank you for your talent and skills. Glad you went to school for that and you're helping us out. Beautiful shot. And I'm shaking a little. You can't steady me. No, that's perfect. He works on anything and everything that runs on gas, trucks, cars, boats, weed whackers, lawnmowers, hedge trimmers, you name it, anything. They have a forge there. They made hooks for Smoking Jim to hang all the Sweeties pictures up in his 2 rooms. He got 2 full bedrooms because he lives alone, as far as I know, and has no pets. But he's got 2 rooms full of Sweeties.
I got a dog.
There's no way. We had this story. I can't hold the card up anymore. We had this story the last couple years, and he said he bought a dog, and the dog doesn't live with him.
Co-owner.
And he said he's a co-owner. He doesn't buy the food, doesn't clean up the poop or pee or anything, and he's a dog owner. We say he's not. He just gave somebody a dog and they own the dog. But we'll leave that for another day. And Skeets sponsors What's on Your Mind. So Smoking Jim, I'll get serious for another minute. What's on your mind?
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green,
it's coming at you.
You got to see Levine. Remember paper football? Ooh, in there.
Hold it. Time out. Time out.
Yes. Woo, that was good. Great job, Alan. That's why they think the show's rehearsed from stuff like
I'll
that.
challenge
Who has
it.
a paper football?
I do. I've been playing this since 4th grade. There we go.
Hey, I have a disclaimer.
This is a first.
Like I always said, one of the best insurance you could ever get. Listen, I had to go all summer with no air conditioning, and I finally got my air conditioning fixed.
And it got cold, 47 degrees this morning.
It's cold. It's almost, it's the fall time now. I always say State Farm is a great insurance company. But don't get to State Farm if farm is spelled P-H-A-M like I did. You save a lot of money with P-H-A-M, but it ain't the regular State Farm. I've had to do battle with these guys all summer. One time I called.
Yeah.
Now, they're 2 miles from my house. They only got one office.
Yeah.
Guy gets on the phone. First of all, they kept changing their phone numbers.
Sure.
And
seems like friends of yours.
And I wasn't coming out of my pocket to pay because
Right.
I got insurance.
Right.
I call in. One guy acts like he's in India.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're 2 blocks away with one location. Quit disguising your voice. But finally, they paid my claim. Most people think I'm going to drop them.
Yeah.
But with saving about 85% on insurance, I'm keeping them, baby. State Farm, P-H-A-M. I'll keep you in business, baby. But I'll tell you what, Al Levine, the talking machine, Pittsburgh Steelers got a player.
Yeah.
My brother gave me a text from Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't like no phone calls. But Ray McLeod, who returned the kickoff, almost broke it.
Yeah.
My nephew, Dallas Frazier,
Right.
who was named Dallas, and then my brother, who loves the Cowboys, moved to Dallas, Texas. Chances of that.
Yeah.
And he's a millionaire.
Good.
His son stayed with me for 2 years, never gave me a dime, but he tight with his money. My brother's tight with his money. He live in an $800,000 house, but The
Understand.
but my nephew Dallas, who's the best athlete in the family,
Wow.
when he was in 8th grade, he was rated as the second best 8th grader in the state of South Carolina.
Wow.
He played in this All-American game in the Alamo Bowl in San Antonio, Texas.
Yeah, that's where the Alamo is.
Yeah, my parents, everybody went down for it, but I had something to do. I like to drink a little water when I'm on vacation, brother. But he was the starting safety.
Yeah.
And the starting strong safety was this Ray McLeod.
No way.
So they played in the Alamo Bowl, and my brother told me that, which I knew, that the starting quarterback for South Florida is Ray McLeod's, little brother.
Get on.
And then this weekend,
What happened?
I'm watching a lot of football, man.
Understand.
Not only two
that
games
helped
on
you out
top.
because the essential sport finally is on.
Well, they showing them how to do it the right way, brother. And I tell you what,
Well, I don't believe all their testing's true because they just came out
one
that they're
person
going
out
to.
of 8,000.
They just come out with something in the next couple of weeks. They're going to update what they're doing with their testing.
Yeah, they're the best.
Well, because I don't think it's true.
But
But that's just a little point.
I'm watching, and I see something already. I'm watching Georgia Tech at Florida State. Florida State is
Yeah.
loaded this year.
Right.
But Georgia Tech got a freshman quarterback, a brother.
No.
6'3", 220 pounds.
He don't seem brittle. He's not brittle.
He's not brittle. Was recruited by everybody. So I'm watching the game because I'm watching him, and he's impressing me. Now, there was 2 over 1 hour rain delays
Wow.
in this game.
In the game.
In the game. But
How does that even happen?
I seen something early on. Well, one, they got in the red zone twice, and the brother threw interceptions.
Yeah.
That was his 2 mistakes, so that was scoring points there.
Right.
But I seen something that I didn't like. Now, you know Al Levine, the talking machine. When I played baseball, I could play every position.
Disclaimer, we have no witnesses to the veracity of his previous statement. And we've been talking about this for 2 years. He only
Hope I can
discovered
find Robbie. Robbie would tell
he only discovered baseball when I taught him about baseball on Pittsburgh Sportsline 9 years ago, because we didn't even hear him talk about it for a couple years. And now it's only in the last 2 years he mentioned it. Now, all of you out there that have played sports, could you at least tell me your coach's name? Think about it. Smoking Jim, what was your coach's name?
I forget.
I rest my case. Your story is.
But the only position I couldn't play or wouldn't play
Yeah.
in baseball was catcher. I wasn't
course.
getting hit by no bat.
Oh, really?
And I told you before, in football, the only thing I would never do, and no brother would ever do, I don't know if you remember Al Levine, the
thinking.
talking machine, hold for extra points or field goals.
Yeah.
Florida State had a black guy holding for kicks. You know, a brother ain't keeping that finger there. 3 kicks got blocked. Al Levine, the talking machine. They could have won the game big. But in the 4th quarter, they came back with the freshman quarterback.
Yeah.
End up upsetting Florida State at Florida State.
Wow.
So I'm going to send a memo to the coaching staff of Georgia Tech. You know they're down there in Atlanta. I'm going to let them know, whatever you do, get that brother out of there. Charlie Brown be better than doing that. But lastly, Al Levine, the talking machine.
What?
I said it all along. This guy's a freak of nature.
Yeah.
He came on last year. The light bulb finally went off. The guy is 6'5", 270 pounds, runs a 4.5 40.
Don't tell me who it is.
Bud Dupree, you got the pain. He was all over the field. You can't let him get away.
Smoking Jim, I'll just tell you, for 5 years he was a bust. He'd run past guys. Last year and this year, he's playing well.
How many years was Terry Bradshaw a bust? Sometimes the light bulb, but once he got it big time. Bradshaw was a bust for 5 years.
Well, he even got benched, and Joe Gillum was throwing the ball.
Yeah, Terry Hanratty too.
I understand, but T.J. Watt, he's in the Hall of Fame.
T.J. Watt is the greatest of all time. You got the bookends now. You can't let Bud gets it now, and he understands the game. He's ready to be great. Don't let him go somewhere else.
Well, I noticed that before I saw his path, he's so fast he'd run past the quarterback.
Yes.
He was doing it consistently, and I talked about it each year.
You did.
And now I noticed his path is inside.
Yes.
So did they get contact lenses, or did they point out who he's supposed to tackle?
He finally got it. Coming from Kentucky, they don't know too much. Ain't too many good football players in Kentucky, brother. You know that. That's thoroughbred country, man. But that's a basketball state.
Yeah.
And he finally gets it. Him and T.J. Watt or bookends.
Yeah.
Pay the man. And the one thing that I liked about him, and we got an inside track with the boxing, he always trained hard.
Yeah.
You know, Canton Lisa, what's it, my Canatina? What's our guy's name?
Catalina.
Catalina. You know them names.
Yeah, pretty boy.
Yeah. He used to train Bud Dupree, talked about his work ethic and how he was always in great shape. He just didn't have the football IQ now, and he got it.
Yeah.
And that's what's on my mind.
Thanks, Smoking Jim. And Tony, if you watch this from Chick-fil-A, the race card came out early.
And if you need some insurance, I can get you a deal.
I can't even answer that, but thank you, Smoking Jim Frazier. Wow. I'm just glad football's back, because I wasn't sure if I'd watch it or not, but I watched the Thursday night game, with Mahomes, and he was just very impressive.
Yes, sir.
I hate to say this, but he's worth the $450 million they dropped on him for 10 years. We'll see what time does, but he just proved the way he's throwing sidearm, three quarters, over the top, hitting players all over the place, all over the game. And there was no doubt about the win, with that game and the team that he has. So I was impressed by Kansas City, and it'll be hard to beat them and stop them from repeating. A team I don't think has won the Super Bowl for the last 14 years, 2 in a row. So this could be the year we see a 2 in a row with a football team. Now, I know you Steeler fans like me, we won one game, so we're going to the Super Bowl. But we'll talk about you at the end of the show. We'll do our Steeler segments, me and Smoking Jim, who's an NFL scout, and sometimes he's eating steak when it's draft day. So he does some scouting for the Steelers. They don't listen to him too much, but he'll repeat those stories that he got you, Ike Taylor and a couple others. So we'll get to that. And he even told them they shouldn't have taken a couple players too. So we know his reputation, since he's an honest man, that we're going to come back with some fiction and fact from Smoking Jim's Almanac.
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. I miss my main man, Chipper. He ain't been here since he celebrated his birthday. I guess AARP cut him down, maybe cut us out on Tuesdays.
He's been on AARP for 10 years, buddy. It's at 50 they give you that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, you're not that old yet. We know that. So wink, wink. Can you get that wink? Get a close-up.
But it's always great to have Special K making us look good, and my main man, Anthony, on the ones and twos. But I tell you what, Al Levine, the talking machine, I've been waiting for this day for years. Pine Ridgeland has been ducking Gateway for years. Gateway won like 50-0 this week. Pine Ridgeland won 50-0. They're already disrespecting Gateway because Gateway has won the WPIL the last 2 out of 3 years. They'll win it again this year, and they're ranked second to Pine Ridgeland, who dropped down from 6A, running away from St. Joe's in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. But Gateway has always been, Al Levine, the talking machine. You take it back when I played at Gateway.
When was that?
Nobody wanted to play us.
Right.
4 straight years we were in a different division, or conference they called it back then. One year, Johnstown was in our conference. We traveled to Johnstown, beat them half to death.
How was that trip?
Oh man, it was almost an overnight trip. We beat them so bad they dropped out of the WPIL the next year.
Wow.
The next year we're in the conference with Altoona.
No way.
We traveled to Altoona.
That's further than Johnstown.
That's further than Johnstown.
It's near Penn State.
We beat them half to death. They drop out of the WPIL forever. They put us in the conference the next year with some team called Deary. You know where that's at?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
That's way out there, Latrobe.
Yeah.
A Hempfield.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
All them schools like that.
That's north.
Because then one year we're in a conference with Fox Chapel, Shaler.
Sure.
Them type of schools. Because Penn Hills is right there, they wouldn't play us.
Right.
Plum is right there, they wouldn't play us. Franklin Regional's right there, they wouldn't play us. East Allegheny wouldn't play us. Churchill wouldn't play us. Swissvale wouldn't play us. All the schools that's close.
Yeah.
So we had to take road trips. You know what I mean? People didn't even know Gateway was in Monroeville because all our games were so far on the road. And now they're trying to do it to us again.
No.
We got to travel to
where?
Pine Ridgeland.
Yeah.
A team that dropped down.
Right.
Because they were afraid of competition.
Sure.
So now we finally get them. I don't care if we play them in Josh. What's that kicker from the Steelers? The punter from the Steelers, Josh, used to kick for. He's one of the assistant coaches down there. I don't care who they got. They ain't going to put anybody out there.
Yeah.
We're going to beat them half to death. But if the referees cheat us.
Yeah.
Because we're playing out there.
But that's the only time you lose is when they cheat you.
We'll get them at Heinz Field for the championship.
Okay.
Only thing losing in the regular season will do is it'll stop our quest for the national championship because I think this is the Gateway's greatest team. I think this is the best team in the country.
Really?
And we got the number one recruit in the state of Pennsylvania, Derek Davis. We recruited him out of 8th grade.
Yeah.
We gave him a P.O. box and a mailing address, brother. He takes all his classes online, but he makes it to practice. But I tell you what, I've been waiting on this for a long time. Pine Ridgeland got all them former NFL coaches.
Yeah.
They got all that money. They're going to bring us up there. But the black and gold, the pride of Gateway, we're going to get Pine Ridgeland, and I can't wait, brother.
Wow.
And that's the fiction and fact from Smoking Jim Solomon. We used to have to travel to Georgetown, Altoona, some place called Deary.
Well, Keystone Oaks wasn't as good as you guys. One of our away games was Uniontown.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, I never knew that.
We had to play, I think, our first game my senior year. We went to Uniontown. You talk about a road trip.
Wow.
Then, sorry, I'm going off on fiction and fact, but then they told us, you gotta, when you get close, put your equipment bag near the window and hunker down. And they were throwing bricks at us.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Wow. How about that for an experience?
Oh, my goodness.
1973, for all of you wondering about my age. 73, 74 was my year of graduation. So
best grass field in the state, Keystone Oaks.
Dormont Stadium, legendary. All right, thanks, Smoking Jim. I had to give that little tidbit. A couple of you like some of my stories out there, so I'll tell them to you. But what's on my mind is... well, I did What's on My Mind. I got to do On Location. He got me off because I was giving you What's on My Mind about reminiscing. So, On Location, get this call today before I came in, about an hour before I come in. Master Zhang, from Zhang Taekwondo, called me up. We get along fine. He goes, hey, Al, I got some people coming from New Jersey. We're going to do a fight between Pittsburgh and whoever comes in. It looks like New Jersey. I'm waiting for the phone call. He goes, can we do it the 3rd or 4th week of October? I go, pick a day. My schedule's open. So it'll be a Saturday on the 17th or the 24th, Smoking Jim in Wexford at Zhang Taekwondo in Wexford. So it's a nice facility. He's setting up some different people from coming over from the country, and his team's going to fight him, and they're going to have 4 or 5 fights. We're going to film that. We're going to interview the fighters, coaches, a lot of the kids that are out there, Master Zhang, of course. So we've got an exciting show coming up for you in October. So stay tuned for that. We're not sure where we can go with limitations on how many people can be in bars and restaurants, because we're looking for a new location because Olive Oil's Pizzeria in Brookline is closed. So if anybody has some suggestions, just give me a shout out, let me know, give me a text, send me something on Facebook or, on our Facebook page, and we'll go from there. So that's all I have on that. And we're going to come back and we're going to have some Steeler talk, especially about their great first win, and Big Ben could throw. Welcome back. Thanks for the great heads up from Caitlin, per se from Anthony. We're right on the ball here. Thanks for not changing that dial. We got some great Steeler talk. My son and I watched the whole game. It was a little rough watching the beginning of the game because I could see rust on Big Ben. And they said something unusual that I never heard Big Ben ever say publicly, and he said it numerous times, said he was nervous. Now, I know he's a slow starter, so to me, I never heard that he was nervous, ever. So I figure, okay, you get 3 tendons re-sewn up. Look at Smoking Jim. He got legs he can't even walk on. They're going to sew him up, and he'll start walking again. I know it. I hope. He's in my prayers. But Big Ben started out slow. Then I'm talking to my son about, Smoking Jim says, we'll see what this brittle brother does. James Conner has a couple runs. By the second quarter, he has an ankle injury. Third quarter, he's on the bench. Then they had a camera on him for like 5 minutes. What did we want to see him? They go, he was so determined. He was the most focused player. Listen to this. The quote was, he was the most focused player on the team except for Mike Tomlin for the start of the game. The most focused. When do you hear that? And they're showing a camera of a disgusted guy that can't play. So the frustration come out. And then Benny Football started up here. And last year he was weak at the beginning, finished strong at the end. He runs for 113 yards and looked pretty good. He looked fast and elusive, just like he was talking about when we drafted him. So he proved his point, and it was just great to see. And then Boswell, I wondered how he'd be. Bang, he hits the goalpost on an extra point. But he did make a field goal, so that's a good thing. But, you just never know. And they ended up winning the game. The defense looked pretty good. They had a few moments there. They had some letdowns, and they had some plays in front of Hayden. And I'm like, maybe he is too old now. Maybe they shouldn't have given him all this money. Then he made a couple plays later on. But T.J. Watt was exceptional. Smoking Jim doesn't like Cam Hayward. He ended up getting his first interception after he signed a multi-million-dollar 5-year contract. He made his money back in one play. He proved everybody they're wrong. At 31, he's not too old. And everybody's saying what a great leader he has been and is, according to nothing Smoking Jim says about him. So I'll take it as that. He's just well-liked, I guess. And he does nice commercials with Edgar Snyder. But we saw a different play. Tuitt, I didn't hear much about Tuitt there, but I saw him playing. And he seemed to be playing like Jane and looks like Tarzan, because Smoking Jim has said that for years, because I got all these good sayings being with my best friend here, 9 years in October. That'll be
Happy birthday.
Coming up. It's still not my birthday. For all of you that don't understand Smoking Jim, my birthday's always been June 30th. And even the first year, when we finally had my birthday, I had told him that, but he always focused on October, that we did a show then. So in his gateway mind, that was my birthday. I brought in cupcakes, brought in cakes, and not one said happy birthday, talking machine, or Alan Levine. They always said anniversary, Pittsburgh Sportsline. So now I question that he's a writer and he's not a reader. Maybe he doesn't know what he's actually writing. So and people published his work. I won't mention their names because now they're suspect in my mind. But that's what happens there. But it was great to watch the Steelers. What were your thoughts? Did you see the game today instead of yesterday? Or did you watch it yesterday?
I watched it yesterday and today. You know,
well, I knew you would.
I taped it and rewatched it. First of all, the New York Giants lost more games in the last 3 years than any team in the NFL.
They have the
36.
worst winning percentage of anybody in the NFL.
And they're well on their way of, continuing that for a fourth year. Listen, I was proud of those guys. The defense played the way I love.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you stop Barkley? Hold him to a lot of minus carries. He only had 6 yards.
6 yards. I was impressed by their beating him up.
They beat him up front. You got to pay Bud Dupree. But offensively, I was a little disappointed. I wanted them to get Vance McDonald and Eric Ebron more involved in the game. I wanted the Steelers to use this game as an exhibition game. I knew they could beat the Giants.
Yeah.
The Giants was going to play hard for a while, but they don't have the talent and the ability. I wanted to see what McFarland could do, the rookie running back who has breakaway speed, the fastest back we've had since Fast Willie Parker, but he was on the inactive list. I said before the game that Heavy Z, Zach Banner, 400-pound offensive lineman, had no business being a starter, has no business being in the league. Man's going to have to get buried one day in a piano case.
Right.
Now, he's out for the year with an ACL. Now they putting some African guy in that right tackle. He ain't no good either. You know what I mean? Ben's going to end up getting killed if they don't go out and get them a veteran offensive lineman. What do? They need an offensive lineman, and they go after Hawkins, who wasn't no good when he was here. He's on somebody's practice squad.
Yeah.
So the Pittsburgh Steelers got to spend some of that money, bring in a right tackle. I think they're going to need interior help. A little birdie told me, my inside people at the stadium told me, don't be surprised if David DeCastro is put on injured reserve. Coach Tomlin and those guys Coach Tomlin's a great friend of mine, but he's a liar, like the rest of the Steelers.
Right.
They keep saying DeCastro might practice this week. Inside people tell me DeCastro may be put on injured reserves.
Wow.
I like the rookie.
You hear Le'Veon Bell? Injured reserve.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I got the update. Hamstring.
His career is over. I hate to change lanes.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
Did we predict it?
You did.
He could have been a Hall of Famer here.
Yeah.
They offered him $14 million, and he turned his nose up to it.
Right.
Sat out for a whole year. Worked on his rap CD.
Yeah.
I ain't heard it yet. Have you heard it?
Yeah, terrible. It was terrible.
And now he leaves, and we seen this we're historians of the game.
Yes.
We seen guys like John Jefferson and
Yeah.
Eric Dickerson and all these guys. The guy drafted for the Steelers, Antonio Brown. All these guys ruining their career, leaving. Le'Veon Bell everything was tailor-made for him right here, and now he goes to New York. He's getting booed. They're throwing the CDs at him.
No, they don't even have them.
They don't even have them, and it's a shame to see a guy's career go that way. But he'll probably never play again. Who's going to pick him up? He ain't gonna play for peanuts.
No. Smoking Jim, I got to interrupt you. I was on my phone because it kept blowing up.
Yeah.
There's a guy, Anthony Stepanovich. He said that you were talking about a brother holding a kick. And
Yeah.
You shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And I told him about that. And he even did a shout out to Tony and Carrick. So I thanked him for watching our show. So I don't know if you know him, but he's watching our show. Shout out to you, Anthony. We appreciate you. You understand my best friend, how he is. I'm not picking on him. I'm just going by what he's saying, straight to me.
You know for yourself. Ain't no brother gonna keep that finger there.
I don't know for
Name
a fact.
one that would do it.
I don't know. I can't take it to that level, but no, getting back to the Steelers, They just looked, you knew the Giants weren't good. Like people even saying the Giants would be in the game. All the experts all picked the Steelers. You know, they didn't even think the Giants were even going to be capable. That Daniel Jones played better than I thought.
He looked good.
He actually was protecting the ball. Did you see when they were coming near him? He tucked it in a little bit. He held it down. He protected the ball like a good quarterback should. So whoever's coaching him now, Jason Garrett, you know, he's showing him to protect the ball and do some things. And he actually beat us on certain plays and saw things out there to beat us on plays, but not in general, which that happens. Like I tell people, any team in the NFL except the Cleveland Browns can beat you almost any game.
Good point.
And the Bengals, I think they're a little bit better this year, but we'll see what happens when you have the Bungles and the Browns on Thursday night. So that could be something. Who can imagine 2 number 1 picks going head-to-head?
Going head-to-head, yeah.
So that in itself is exciting with the NFL. And like Smoking Jim said, it's an essential sport. It's proved it because a lot of people are still watching it. People are getting a little disgusted. I don't know if you even know about it because you don't really care much about these things. But there's 2 national anthems during the game. Did you know that?
Was that did they finally play the black one? Because I didn't know it. How'd it go? Give me a few bars. Hum it up. Hum it up.
I'm not a singer. I'm a talker.
Always wanted to know what the black national anthem was.
I'm a talker, not a singer.
Did they really do it?
They've been doing it for 20 years. People have been singing it.
Really?
But now they do it before the game starts.
Is it similar?
Alicia Keys sings it. So it's a very well-sung song.
Is it similar to the regular national anthem?
Smoking Jim, you don't even know it. It was made by Francis Scott Key when he saw bombings and stuff like that. So it's completely different than what you even know. This is completely different, buddy. That was a wartime song that was created. This is a song about, you know, positivity and getting along with people and different things like that. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And now they're doing it on every game.
Can you pull it up on YouTube?
No, you can't. You got the Apple phone. You got your Apple phone. Pull it up on Instagram where you put 10 photos a day up, all right, of all your sweeties. Go to Instagram, folks. Check out Smoking Jim Frazier and look at all these sweeties. He'll have them all. You should go right there. How do you even post the pictures and not know how to see anything? Explain that to me, Lucy. No, but the black national anthem is every game now, and we'll see what happens with that.
Oh.
And, you know, some people are sitting, or I mean not sitting, but some teams aren't even going out for the regular national anthem, and some are kneeling.
Really?
Like Jerry Jones of the Cowboys said, no player on his team will ever be allowed to kneel. Well, he just got this one guy, I forget his name. There was only one player on the Dallas Cowboys that knelt, and Jerry Jones didn't say a word against him or for him.
Wow.
So that's a breakthrough with the NFL. And no offense meant, but with all the white owners that we have, it's just shocking because they did blacklist Colin Kaepernick and didn't let him play in the game, and now he's too old.
How many Steelers kneeled?
I didn't see any.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't see it.
Okay.
But, you know, a lot of the teams aren't coming out of the, you know, locker room till after the anthem's being played. So some are staying out, then they're all locking their arms and showing unity. You'd appreciate that since you never shook a hand of any player from another team.
Never.
So times are changing. This isn't the 1980s, Smoking Jim, or late 70s from wherever you're from, but these are different times. These are 2020. These are crazy times, and you know the sports are changing. The hitting has changed, which you don't like. That's changed, and now the social injustice is gaining popularity all over the country. And maybe there'll be reparations for you, not to get political.
I need the bread. Hey, I'll give it right back. I'll get me an Escalade, brother. You'll get the money right back, man.
We can't. That was our serious moment, folks. We lost it. I don't know what happened. And Smoking Jim, the The Pirates, we'll go a little off course with some of our Pirate teams. Penguins are out of the playoffs. They lost in the first series, so changes are going to be made there. They got rid of all the coaches underneath Sullivan, because if you don't know, with hockey, there's a lifespan of coaches, and it's 4 years or less. And he's been here over 4 years. So instead of them firing him, because you can't fire the players for lack of effort, which they had, when you don't score more goals than the other team, that's how simple it is. We got great goal scorers. We had the power outage. You can't blame a goaltender. So what? He got a weak left hand. How about you score another goal and even it up and score another goal and win the game? They couldn't even do that. But that's what's happening with the Penguins. There's some changes coming. The Pirates, they're a bad ball team. Smoking Jim, to your point, they have 14 wins and they have 32 losses.
32.
Yeah. And you know what that adds up to? Like 46 games. And you know
Wow.
what that means? There's only 14 games less.
Can't wait till it's over.
Yeah. Well, you haven't watched a game. You missed it this year. It got away from you. I don't know what happened to you. Because baseball, you played it as a kid, farm league, little league, pony league.
Almost Legion.
Left out league. He was way out in left field, so they just left him out. It was real simple.
I was a pitcher.
I'll ask one more question, folks.
Two-seamer fastball.
I can tell you this much. I played baseball. I played football. I can tell you that when I pitched, I'll name my catcher was Greg Kirby in Little League. Greg Kirby. Went to high school with him. I played center in football, and Smoking Jim's never named the quarterback at Gateway during his era, because then we'd know how old he is. My quarterback was Rich DeMeo. Anybody from KO, including Rich, if you're watching it, shout out. One of the best quarterbacks
I heard of him.
I ever saw. He was a great passer.
I heard of him.
And he graduated 1974 with me.
Wow.
And he led the conference in passing.
Now, did the twins graduate with you too?
Which
Nelson twins.
They were older.
They were older.
Yeah.
Okay.
Couple years, I think.
Couple years. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were great.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I think they came to one of our shows, or they were at a Jessica Lee show, and I met one of them years later at Atria's.
I got something for you.
Go ahead. 'Cause we got time. We still got 8 minutes to go.
I'm down to Pittsburgh Courier in
What year?
A few days ago,
Okay.
because they had a little buffet spread down there.
Yeah, but you don't work there anymore. They kicked you out.
Well, I still freelance. I went in there and got all the free food I can get.
No surprise there.
I didn't wait for everybody. Everybody was working.
Yeah.
So I helped myself. But I was looking through,
Yeah.
you know, the Pittsburgh Courier used to do the Black College All-Americans.
Right.
And I'm looking at 1967.
Yeah.
Guess who was a Black College All-American from Hampton Institute in 1967?
I don't even know where Hampton Institute is.
I text his son.
Yeah.
Well, Hampton is now Hampton University, but back then it was Hampton Institute.
Sure, they get bigger.
First team Black College All-American.
Yeah.
And I texted his son right after that. And he knew about it. He was honored.
Yeah.
Ed Tomlin, Mike Tomlin's dad.
No.
1967. Ended up being a 10th round draft choice of the Baltimore Colts, but the Montreal Alouettes of the CFL offered him more money.
Wow.
So he ended up hurting his ankle, and after a few years with Mike Tomlin's mom, he split and went to Florida for the rest of his life, and she remarried. But all that good DNA went to Mike Tomlin and his brother,
Right.
and they followed right in the footsteps of being great football players. And of course, Mike Tomlin's son plays for Maryland, but he never made any All-Star teams. But he's a Tomlin. They took a chance and gave him a full
I told you they
scholarship.
formed a committee to promote Maryland players to the NFL.
You
4
did
coaches.
say that.
I told you that because it was suspicious when you said how I never won any awards and he got a scholarship at Maryland.
Yeah.
Now I found out he's into that mix there. for whatever legality it is.
Yeah, that seems
I guess it got to be legal if they're all on a committee.
it seems a little fishy, don't it?
Well, you smelled it out right away. I thought that exactly.
But Mike Tomlin looks just like his dad, and they say his dad was fast. He was a halfback
Wow.
for Hampton, and who knows what would have happened if he maybe went to the NFL. You know, 10th
Who knows
round
if
was
he
pretty
wouldn't
high.
have got injured because that brittle brother syndrome.
Yeah.
It comes out of everywhere.
and we call it, I mean, when the Steelers drafted James Conner, what did I say?
Brittle.
I said it's a 240-pound man on a 190-pound body.
Yeah.
On frame, he's going to get hurt. He's going
That's
to
one of the
continue to get
few
hurt.
things that he was honest about.
I look at bone structure. I look at it all. There ain't nothing. Hey, just call me the other Dr. J. There's 2 Dr. J's now in Bethel Park.
You can't even hold a candle to the Dr. J at Bethel Park.
I tell you what, went to his house a lot of years
Sure.
growing up. I tell you what, his dad.
He calls you to this day Little Jimmy.
Little Jimmy. And his dad used to play for the Steelers, one of the greatest receivers they ever had. And his dad was such a gentleman, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had a basketball court in the backyard, man.
Yeah.
I was typical. I was out there shooting. Just call me when it's dinner time, brother. I was trying to get a good game going.
Wow.
But all his brothers could play. They were all athletes.
Were they?
All athletes,
How many brothers did he have?
He had 2 athletes, and then he had one that, one was good with the books. But his one brother was like me, was a pitcher
Yeah.
and a quarterback in
Really?
Football, but outstanding.
Did he have a name too?
I
You don't remember.
think he was Dr. K. I can't quite remember. I used to just call him my man.
Smoking Jim, you're in
They're
rare
great
form.
guys, man,
That's
great
why I
guys.
took him off subject a little bit. Look at that.
Boy, could Mama cook.
Really?
And I never knew they was Italian.
Get out.
Yeah, I never knew they was Italian.
That's unbelievable.
Spaghetti and meatballs, brother.
Well, maybe the dad wasn't Italian,
And
the
a
mother
little-
was.
And a little eggplant.
Really? Did
Yeah.
you eat eggplant back then?
Well,
No,
I
you
didn't know it
didn't.
was eggplant.
I gave you some eggplant.
I mixed it with my spaghetti meatballs like this.
Wow.
And neck bones in the meat in the spaghetti sauce.
Get out.
Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Good, man.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the eggplant parmesan from Pasta 2.
Man, I'm gonna go back
When
when
we
they
can
open
go,
up.
because they're still doing takeout, so we can't go back yet.
Yeah, I want to sit down and
I know.
enjoy it.
You need to.
Yeah.
You need to. We don't want you walking too far
Yeah.
either.
The movies are open now.
I know.
15 cents.
What?
15 cents, man. I've
Where
been
at?
living in the theaters.
Where at?
Everywhere. 15 cents,
No
man.
way.
Yeah, I had to bust my piggy bank, man. Yeah, I want to give exact change, man. Yeah, can you
Yeah, but
believe it?
a bucket of popcorn costs you $10. And then a drink, another 10. It'll
Well,
be $20.
Well, brothers, we do 2 things when we go to the movies.
What do you do?
If we got a date, she's piling that big bag full of snacks. We ain't buying no popcorn, and we're talking throughout the movie. All I heard was shush, shush, shush. Ooh, watch out! I think he did it. Ooh, what you think? Yeah, we talk throughout the movies. You know that.
No, I don't know that. I'd never go to the movies with
And we
you.
always sit right in the middle of the aisle, and we get up about 15 times. Oh, wait a minute, somebody's calling me. Excuse me. I hate the stereotype, but some things is true.
No stereotype. This is all true. I won't say there's a
You
race.
know it.
I'm oblivious to it. Usually when somebody shushes you, you shut up. That's what I see in the theaters where I'm going.
Oh, you don't want to shush no black girl, boy. She get upset. Don't shush me. I paid my 15 cents. I can talk.
Smoking Jim, you got me excited. I like going to the theater. I'm going to have to see where they're 15
Excuse me,
cents at.
pass my Cherokee red. I ain't giving up my Cherokee red for nobody, brother. I love that.
Wow. When you going to the movies then? Get one of your sweeties to
Maybe
go.
when I leave here.
No, you
You got change for a quarter?
No, it's in my car. Wow. Sorry we got off on a tangent there. Do not go to movies with Smoking Jim Frazier and his sweeties, especially if there's two of them with big purses. That would be tremendous.
Woo!
All right, what do you think next week with the Steeler game in Denver?
Well, I don't know.
Because we're running out of time. You crushed that segment.
Big Ben will win. Big Ben will win.
Big Ben will win. All right, you heard it. We'll win 2 in a row because our next 3 through 8 games or 3 through 9 are a tough schedule. So stay tuned to that. Thanks for watching our show. Got a little too crazy with the entertainment, but Smoking Jim's an original. You know that. I don't know what he's inferring about certain people and stereotypes. I don't understand that, but I just heard what he said. And it's unbelievable, but it's another fun night. Thanks for watching our shows again. We appreciate that. This is Al Levine, the Talking Machine, thanking you and signing off. Please stay Joey strong.